you start feeling terrible inside yourself. First of all, understand that God is an artist, not an engineer. If he was an engineer, he would have made every woman or every man with the same mold. He would have probably made every woman with the mold of a Miss World and every man in the mold of a Miss Universe, Mr. Universe. But God is not an engineer. He's a true artist. He has made everyone in a unique way. Please understand. Please understand. With what scale are you measuring beauty? There is no scale. It is all your own ideas and concepts. Even if a cinema star is beautiful, can you enjoy a single cup of tea through his or her form? When you start longing for other people's bodies, you create a wedge inside yourself. You create a split personality inside yourself. Slowly, you start hating yourself. Do you know? The eyes that don't linger on another's body have a certain beauty and innocence in them. Have faith in what God has done to you. It is only when you don't have the faith, you try to update yourself by indulging in all sorts of methods. When you accept yourself completely, a certain grace comes to you. This grace is far more superior to mere physical beauty. Physical beauty is one thing, while grace is another. Physical beauty can be achieved by any means. These days, you have ever so many methods of achieving physical beauty. There are beauty packs, plastic surgeries, and various other methods, even laser treatments. But grace is something that comes when there is tremendous confidence and calmness in you. Please understand. When there is no craving in you, when you are completely at ease with your body. Once, when Swamiji went to America for the first time, the officers at the airport asked him how people would listen to him if he spoke wearing this saffron robe. Swamiji told them, "Give me 1 week and I will make this a fashion in America." Understand? We falling into others' trend is not great. We have to set the trend, isn't it? A leader is one who has totally accepted himself. When you accept yourself, you become a unique flower, and tremendous freedom and confidence will happen in you. It is very important that you learn to live with your own body. The moment you think that another's body or another's dimensions are more attractive, you create a gap between yourself and your body. I have seen people who have photographs of male or female models in the walls of their rooms and do physical exercises to attain the body structure of that model. When you think that another's body is more beautiful, you create a distance between you and you. Please understand, none of us deeply love our body. We carry it only like a load. We are never inside our body because we hate it. We are everywhere else except in our bodies. We therefore have a continuous uneasiness in us and are ready to burst at any time. For example, if your driver does something minor, you explode effortlessly. At work, you are continuously in an irritable mood. A minor mistake, what I meant. Don't think the reasons for these lie with the people around you. No. People always tell Swamiji, all my workers are so inefficient, and that is why I get irritated. Understand that this is not the reason for your irritability. You are not at ease with your body. And that is what causes the uneasiness and irritation in your system. It is a very subtle reason, and that is why it is difficult to perceive it. Some people say, your face appears to be changing every time to me. Is it my imagination or is it true? All of us will have this question. How do we get over possessiveness and jealousy? Yes, how do we get over it? The fact that you have asked this question shows that you are ready for better understanding. If you have this question, please understand, human beings can never be possessed. When you try to possess a person, you actually reduce him or her to an object. You make the person a dead thing. Only dead things can be possessed. Levitation. If you understand this, you will be free from possessiveness and jealousy that arises out of it. People levitate in the class. Yes, no. Energy, Swamiji's energy is flowing. When you try to possess a person, you actually reduce him or her to an object. If you understand that only dead things can be possessed, you'll be free from possessiveness and the jealousy that arises out of it. Can you try to possess a river? If you try to grasp the water in your hand, you'll be doing a foolish thing, will you not? In the same way, don't try to possess people. Just enjoy them for what they are, and you'll be free from the grips of jealousy. Please listen. When you try to possess a person, it becomes difficult for that person also. You will start projecting all your ideas on him or her. He or her will have to act so as to gel with your projected ideas. They will feel caged. They cannot be their natural self with you. Then it cannot be called a relationship anymore. Also, if you really love a person, liberate him. Don't try to possess him. Just love him with no strings attached. You know, many times, let me tell you, people will ask me why certain things happened to them. Recently, somebody asked me in the sense, a very close person to me. They did a very good job in one particular store in US. Last moment, they appreciated so much that this and that. And the last moment, they did not give some $5 bonus or something. So this person got angry. They used me all the time. But in the end, this is how they treated me. So surprisingly, 3-4 days, like 15 days later, when they came here, we went for shopping. That person bought few clothes. So naturally, that person was modeling to my mom and me wearing those clothes and showing in the house. I was pretty surprised. Brand new clothes. Wore, dropping the clothes on the floor, wearing it, removing it, all entangled on the bed. Then I was telling, sit on the bed and change, get into the pants or whatever. Don't. And I've seen that mess. I thought, God, look at your actions. This is your reflection. Yes, it's your money. Yes, you bought new clothes, but it's like you don't have respect towards them. That's why the treatment towards them is so bad. It's like they're useful to you. Then you will just buy and wear. But just like that, then what is it? Right there, it's showing your some carelessness or arrogance. That is what is reflecting in that boss or somebody who used you. I immediately fold, put very carefully on the hanger, just hang it. I treat it like as though it is some, the way you treat everything is a relationship. Just a moment. Please understand, everything is a relationship. Everything you're using, every person you're interacting with, every situation you're dealing with. This computer which I'm using, the way you treat it, that is exactly how people are going to treat you in different circumstances. Everything is a relationship. Relationship is not just with a person. Understand? So I was just looking at it. I had a click. Oh my God. This is the reason, I thought. The arrogance you show towards the things, non-living things. Yesterday I was telling you, right, about the door, closing the door. This is exactly what we are attracting. If we had, yesterday I was talking about awareness. When we are aware of our every action, every word, every thought, you will find in everything how life is responding to you. We might be wondering why people are just using me and throwing, or why people are exploiting me, or why people are cheating me. All these three are different patterns, right? Look inside how you are behaving with situations, with people, with things, non living or living. It doesn't matter. The way you're treating it, that's exactly how it's coming from outside. Understand? Anyhow, let us move further into jealousy. Please understand, we are talking about not possessing people. Understand, when you try to possess a person, it becomes difficult for that person also. Also, if you really love a person, liberate him. Don't try to possess him. Just love him with no strings attached. I'm reminded of a story, small story. Listen carefully. In a remote village in South India, where people did not know that civilization existed, there was an old couple. One day, for the first time ever, there was a fair in the village. You know, fair, right? You know, in this modern days, we call like not an exhibition, but like a, what do you say? Mela, we call it in Hindi. The man went to the fair and saw all the items on show. He picked up a mirror and was awestruck by what he saw. He had never seen a mirror in all his life before. Anyhow, he took it home with him. Now and then, he would take out the mirror, glance at it, and put it back before his wife could see it. The wife, however, noticed it, and when he was out one day, she picked it up and looked into it. She exclaimed, "Another woman, just as I had thought." See that? Please understand, there's no end to our imagination because of our possessiveness and jealousy. The other day, Swamiji was saying, right? We create our own background music. Of course, you might say, Swamiji, how can I keep quiet if my husband or wife is eyeing someone else? Please understand, if your husband or wife is really eyeing another person, just look into the matter consciously with awareness and sort out the matter with your husband. This is different from possessiveness. Many people will ask how to overcome jealousy. By telling yourself not to feel jealous, you can never come out of jealousy. Only if you bring awareness into the whole thing and understand deeply, it will help. To overcome jealousy, just see how the jealousy came into your system. Just analyze the sequence of thoughts and emotions that led to jealousy. See, many people might think we don't have jealousy. Understand? All of us have. In different percentages, in different situations, whatever. Let us not at least deny to ourselves that truth, isn't it? Soon you will understand that jealousy is there like a shadow without an object tormenting you, torturing you. Getting liberation from jealousy is a great liberation in one's life. Second thing, don't condemn the object of your jealousy. Just by condemning the object of jealousy, you will not be liberated from jealousy itself. By condemning the object of jealousy, you might be liberated from that particular object of jealousy, but you will get fixed onto another object of jealousy. That's all. It is like saying sour grapes and moving on to another vineyard. So, trying to overcome the object of jealousy is not the solution. You need to work on the subject, that is, what is the subject? It's you. It's us. It's not the object. If you feel that you are holding an emotion that you wish to get rid of, something that you feel is not conducive to your growth, don't resist that emotion. When you resist it, you will only be empowering it more. When you say, I should not get jealous, you'll be giving the same power to the word jealous as you give to the words I should not. Instead, say to yourself, let me be always compassionate towards everyone. So even when we are counseling ourselves, don't use negative words. See, suppose I'm telling you now, I'm saying don't use negative words. Both are negative. I myself am saying in a negative way. What should I say? I should say, use positive words. But I'm saying, don't use negative words. Meaning is the same. Am I right? But unconsciously, I picked up negative sentence instead of positive sentence. Same meaning. Just in the flow, I said, don't use negative words. But actually, I'm supposed to say, use positive words. Meaning is the same. Am I right? That's what I meant. Say something totally positive in the same context. That's all. Also, instead of avoiding or running away from jealousy, live it through with total awareness. When you try to avoid it, it will confront you at some other time with more intensity than before. It will confront you. Just remember that jealousy is not your true nature. Society taught you to be jealous with comparison. Understand, as I told you yesterday, the seed is comparison. The fruit of that seed is jealousy. That seed grows into a tree. Then the fruit is jealousy. So it starts with comparison. Understand that jealousy is not the real you. When this clicks in you, you will laugh at it instead of being involved in it. When you are able to laugh at it, it means you have started witnessing it instead of being a part of it. Don't carry self-doubt. It's easy to go beyond anything. Also, if you see that the whole of existence is nothing but a divine play, see, understand, we are supposed to see the whole of existence is nothing but a divine play. You will be able to see the jealous feeling also as a divine play. If you can see that the whole of existence is nothing but a divine play, you will be able to see the jealous feeling also as a divine play. If you understand that you are unique and there is no one in this world like you, the comparing nature in you will become meaningless and you will automatically stop feeling jealous. Always remember, existence loves everyone and everything equally. You are unique. There's nothing called more beautiful or less beautiful. Everybody are beautiful in their own way. Everybody are good in their own way. Everybody are bad in their own way. Everything is unique. Make the most of the master's messages. Masters, time and again, tried to inspire in us traits like love free from jealousy, better understanding, and non-judgmental attitudes. Why is the understanding not happening in us? You see, there are two things in this. When we catch the master's messages and make a sincere effort in transforming ourselves, we have caught the right thread and we enter into bliss. But when we start giving importance to the master's personality instead, there starts the problem. If you follow the master's teachings, you will become a spiritual fruit. If you cling on to his personality, you will remain a religious nut. Religious nuts are the ones who create confusion and conflict in society. Whether it is Krishna's message in the Bhagavad Gita, or Muhammad's message in the Holy Quran, or Christ's message in the Holy Bible, the message remains the same. Just the expressions vary. Whichever master you have the fortune of following, follow. But when you follow Krishna, if Krishna becomes more significant to you than the Bhagavad Gita, you are creating trouble for yourself and for others. When Krishna and Christ meet, they will surely embrace each other. But when Krishna's cows and Christ's sheep meet, there is bound to be a fight. Each one tries to spread peace, claiming that his master's philosophy is the best. What happens then? Instead of spreading peace, we become pieces into pieces ourselves. Please understand, masters keep happening on planet Earth out of sheer compassion towards humanity. But man somehow manages to survive them. The other way to transform quickly is, instead of pointing fingers at others, or instead of waiting for a good time to start practicing, if each of us starts practicing from the very moment of hearing the message, things will automatically start happening around us. For example, Swamiji tells you to start loving plants, animals, trees, and humans alike. Instead of waiting for an auspicious time to start practicing it and eventually forgetting all about it, you can start practicing it right now. The simplest way to start might be to avoid abusing nature while you are walking on the road or inside your own home. When walking, some of us have the habit of breaking twigs off trees and plucking flowers. You could consciously stop doing these things and look at these things with more awareness and love. These are the ways not to miss the master's teachings. But what do? You listen to the master's talks or read some of their books and say, what a great orator he is, and forget all about it. Or you advise some of your friends to listen to the speeches and you simply go back to your old ways of doing things. What can be done then? Please understand, I don't want you to just preach Swamiji's teachings. Actually, he doesn't want us to preach his teachings. He wants you to practice them also. A small story. A man went to Africa for a holiday. He was walking in his backyard one day when he was confronted by a lion that leapt on him. He quickly ducked and the lion landed in the bush nearby. The next day, the man went walking again and the lion appeared and attacked him once more. But again he ducked and it landed further away in the bush nearby. The next day, the man stood inside his house and looked outside to see if the lion could be seen anywhere. He spotted the lion behind a bush. To his amazement, he saw the lion practicing low jumps. See, when you apply the knowledge that you gain, you can grow in life. When you simply want to collect knowledge, it is of no use. If you are going to only collect knowledge, only your memory will grow, not your being. Understand? Masters talk the ultimate truth, not that no one else can express. It is like this. There is a vast and dense forest, and you are trying to explore it with a small lamp. That is your mind. What is the small lamp? Your mind. With the light of the small lamp, you see a few feet ahead and put down what you see as the truth. Is that possible, guys? This is what scientists do. They see a few feet ahead and come out with one theory today. After some time, they go a few feet further ahead with that light and see a few feet further and see something more. They then discard the truth they declared today and bring in a new truth. Be very clear that what was truth today, but untruth tomorrow, could not have been truth even today. Isn't it? Anyhow, this is how they are trying to explore a dense forest with their mind. But imagine now that there is a flash of lightning and the whole forest becomes visible in that one flash. Then you know the whole forest and you can go about explaining things as and when needed. This is what enlightenment is all about. It is seeing the whole forest in a single flash of lightning. So, enlightened masters know the ultimate truth. In most of the tea shops in remote villages in India, you can see a familiar scene. There will be some standard visitors for the shop every day who discuss all the great philosophies of the world. The heads of all the great gods, masters, and politicians will be properly chewed and digested by these people. All the atrocities being committed in town will be discussed without exception. The whole world will be brought under scrutiny for lack of order and discipline. Finally, the man who spoke all this will finish his tea and leave, saying that he will pay for his tea the following day. Please understand, the man who could not even pay for his tea will sit on the tea shop bench and read the newspaper from the first page to the last and pass judgment on everything that he has read. Even the editor would not have read the paper so thoroughly. So, start practicing. Sage Patanjali from ancient India says, if you can bend 5 inches today, try to bend a half inch more tomorrow. Like this, you should work steadily towards experiencing the truth that Swamiji is giving you. Otherwise, you will be no more than the people in the tea shops. They cause depressions in the benches, while you cause holes in the mats here. That's all. Mats here means maybe the chairs here where you're sitting now, if we don't practice. The problem is, most often when we hear words of wisdom spoken, we always feel that it is exactly applicable to our friend or relative who is also listening to the lecture. We secretly hope that they got the message, but we miss the message ourselves. Remember, even if there are 1,000 people in the screen, I am talking to each one of you. Every word of Swamiji is pregnant with the energy that is meant for you. So please don't listen with such ideas in your mind, especially when husbands and wives come to listen to the lectures. When Swamiji says a few things pertaining to their practical lives, the husband will think, she should hear this. And the wife will think to herself that the husband should hear it. At the end, both will miss it. Man's inherent nature is to accumulate money and material things. At some point in time, he realizes that there are things that money can't get him. His pace in gathering wealth automatically decreases. He then starts gathering words or intellectual knowledge. This process somehow never stops. He becomes greedy for more and more words. One who has stopped gathering wealth and words will find true knowledge. Often we ask questions not because we really want to know the answer, but simply because we are greedy for more words, or because we want to show that we know something. If you look deep inside, only one question will arise, and that is the only original question for yourself. If that question is answered, you will become enlightened. Anyhow, we'll continue next class tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So don't log in at 8:15, guys. There's no point. Okay. Anyhow, see you everyone tomorrow again. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Nityanandam. Bye bye. See you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Manityanandam.
Measuring beauty, there is no scale. You are creating trouble for your line behind the quote explain this. The problem is, most of nature at the end both will miss more. This process somehow never at the end both will miss it. Man's inherent nature is to accumulate money and material things. At some point in time, he realizes that there are things that money can't get him. His pace in gathering wealth automatically decreases. He then starts gathering words or intellectual knowledge. This process somehow never stops. He becomes greedy for more and more words. One who has stopped gathering wealth and words will find true knowledge. Often we ask questions not because we really want to know the answer, but simply because we are greedy for more words, or because we want to show that we know something. If you look deep inside, only one question will arise, and that is the only original question for yourself. If that question is answered, you will become enlightened. Anyhow, we'll continue next class tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So don't log in at 8:15, guys. There's no point. Om Nitya. Don't. Bye-bye. See you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Manikyanandam.
Everything is a relationship. Everything you're using. Every